What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you all had a fantastic day today. And today we have the first video of the Airliners International 2024 preparation videos. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. So like I said, this is the first video in the Airliners International 2024 preparation videos. And it's really cool that we've already went through this once. So now we already kind of know the drill. We'll get to do this another time. So looking very forward to it. And guess who's back? JJ, how's it going, dude?
Doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good now that we finally have some movement going on Airliners International. I apologize that it's been a little bit since we've got to talk about this subject, but due to registration taking a while to open other logistics, I've decided, well, rather I should say we both collectively decided that we would wait until now, until we have all the information applicable to make a video for all of you. So let's go ahead and get into everything you need to know here for Airliners International 2024 at Kansas City. So first and foremost, for anybody that doesn't know, Airliners International is the largest airline collectible in history event in the world for aviation enthusiasts. Thousands of us aviation enthusiasts gather annually in the summer to pretty much just hang out, have a great time, take a look at all these amazing collectibles, and just overall just have a great time. So it's super fun. All of you have probably seen the videos at this point, so I won't go too much farther, but it's absolutely fantastic and can't recommend it enough. So again, 3-day event, and this year it's going to be from June 26th to 29th of 2024. On Thursday, of course, we're going to have the big gathering. Everybody starts showing up Wednesday night, Thursday morning. So we'll get in the ballroom, get after that. Then of course, we're going to have the welcome reception, which I think we already have an answer to this year, which is kind of crazy compared to last year where we had to wait until April. So that's currently what we're looking at right now. On Friday, it's going to be even bigger than last year, which is exciting. We'll have the collectible show again, and then the evening there'll probably be another event if all goes according to plan. So they're certainly already getting after it too, so that's certainly nice. And on Saturday, of course, we're gonna have the ballroom once again, and then we'll have the banquet as well, along with so many other events as well. So JJ, overall initial thoughts and any other additional notes that you'd like to add to what we're talking about so far?
We're definitely preparing for a much bigger show this coming year compared to Dallas. I mean, Dallas is already really big since we had a lot of first-time attendees there, and Kansas City is certainly going to be no exception to all the first-time attendees again, and we'll have our returning group, most of our returning group from Dallas coming over to Kansas City, which is what I'm personally looking forward to the most.
Couldn't have said it better, and JJ really hit it on the hammer there with regards to the nail, rather I should say, with regards to just hanging out with the boys. That is honestly the funnest part of Airliners International. Why I recommend it to each and every one of you. If you enjoy being around like-minded people and just having a great time, and it's not all just aviation too. It's about building those friendships, and there's so many mutual interests throughout as well, which is so cool. So overall, it's going to be a great time, and looking very, very forward to it as well. So with regards to the latest news, let's go ahead and talk about that. There's a schedule if you'd like to look at it, what it's tentatively going to be. We'll talk about that more in the next video when we have some more information regarding that. With breaking news today, November 6, 2023, the registration is finally open for Airliners International 2024, which has been the biggest missing piece of the puzzle. So registration is now open for all of us, which is absolutely fantastic. They have a new system in place, so let's go ahead and take a look at how that works. So you can go to the Airliners International website, push on the registration tab, and then you can come down here, and then you're going to find at the very bottom here, I have to scroll for a minute, the new registration program, which is really helpful. So this takes us over to a new software where it gives us various registration options. So pretty much you have the 3-day registration, 3-day plus the banquet, the welcome reception, and then you got the banquet only. So for instance, let's say that you're going to do 3 days plus registration. So all you have to do is click on that. And then if you are a vendor, then you can easily add it on here. This is much more helpful for vendors now, but certainly really nice. And then on here, you go through, you put all your applicable information, name, email, phone, address, all that, all those fun criteria items there. And then they also have the purchase protection, which is really nice for $13. So I thought that was a pretty reasonable deal too. And then you can also add other registrants if you need to. But yeah, I know it's a really simple detail, but it's certainly very helpful here. And this all goes through RegFox. So nice and secure. Certainly like what they're doing here. And this makes it nice and simple and really easy to manage. So JJ, any additional thoughts here on the new registration system?
It's a very clean user interface, so I'm very much looking forward to using this when I get registered for the convention myself. So I'll be sure to do that here, hopefully in the coming weeks.
Absolutely, and that's my first recommended step for each and every one of you is to get registered. Luckily, this isn't the most time pressing compared to another piece that we need to talk about, but I would recommend getting this done sooner than later so you're guaranteed, and that will be really helpful as well. Also, general admission will be there as well if you're a local, but nevertheless, I would still recommend doing the registration if applicable to you. So very nice right there with the registration, the new system. Again, just come on the website, come to the third tab where it says registration. I'll move my webcam so you can see what I'm talking about. Registration up here on the top left, and then you'll find the registration options, and then you'll be able to choose from all of those. So overall, looking very nice. And for all the vendor information, you can go here and take a look at it on that tab if you are interested. The more pressing criteria that I would recommend focusing your attention to, if you can, is the hotel. The Hilton Kansas City Airport Hotel is a very nice hotel situated on the east side of the Kansas City International Airport. The biggest item of concern here is that it only has 350 rooms, which I said that there was going to be 1,000 plus of us. So if you've done the math, there's not going to be enough room in this facility. The Hyatt Regency back at DFW had about 1,000 rooms. So that was great. But unfortunately, due to the various logistics that we'll talk about in the future, we were only able to make it for the Hilton here. So I'd recommend this being your highest priority to get a reservation made with the Hilton Kansas City Airport as soon as you possibly can. I believe these rooms are going really quick, but you can just click here on the link, and then this will give you an opportunity to get the discount code, which it's $139 a night, but you do get free breakfast up to 4 people, which is really nice. So that's a really nice added perk. So yes, it is a little bit more expensive, but on the plus side, you do get the free breakfast, which at the Hyatt Regency was certainly a major issue. So glad that they have that instituted for this Airliners International. I think that'll be really helpful. So it's a really nice facility though. They have some really nice ballrooms, and we'll be sure to take a look at that in upcoming videos as well. So JJ, any thoughts here on the Hilton Kansas City Airport Hotel?
Very much looking forward to staying here. I cannot wait for the day to come when I make my trek down from home. It'll be 5 hours for me. Can't wait.
Getting close as well, and JJ and I pretty much splitting it down the middle, also about 5 here as well, so that's pretty ironic too. With regards to tours, contest information, seminars, and all of the various components of Airliners International, we'll be sure to talk about those when we get more information in 2024. So we'll have a little bit more details with regards to the possible tours, and we'll see that here in just a moment. But yeah, it's absolutely awesome, and feel free to check out the Airliners International content playlist if you want to get a vibe and a feel of what that really feels like with regards to what the ballroom looks like, how it's situated, how the tours are all set up, the contest information, seminars, all that. It's really great in there, and that's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, the website also has some great additional details. If you want to look at the gallery of how the pictures look, here's another good way to visualize it too. Feel free to take a look at that as well if you're interested, but ultimately really great. And there's also a tab for the DFW photos and videos here as well. So it's absolutely fantastic, and can't recommend enough taking a look at that. Okay, so to the latest email, also get signed up for the Airliners International newsletter, which is at the bottom of the homepage. So if you go here on the homepage and scroll down to the bottom, you can subscribe to the Airliners International newsletter, which is very important. So you're getting all the latest update and all the latest information that you need to know. So they just sent out an email a few days ago with the registration and for the vendors. So that is really helpful. But getting to the important parts that we haven't covered yet, let's take a look at this. Here are the current intentions as we speak right now. We plan to offer tours of Jet Midwest at MCI, which is a really big, really cool maintenance hangar there on the east side of the airport, which is really awesome. The TWA Museum at 10 Richards Row, that's going to be the downtown airport. The Amelia Earhart Museum as well, and that's going to be, I'm not sure exactly where that's at, but looking forward to that. The Nelson Atkins Museum of Art, the National World War I Museum, the Historic Union Station, a Kansas City Royals Cleveland Guardians baseball game, and more. And Kansas City offers a bunch for all Ave geeks and non-Ave geeks, and they'll also have plenty of fantastic BBQ as well. So here's the hints of what we're getting at. So this appears to be what we're doing for tours: Jet Midwest, TWA Museum, and then the Amelia Earhart, along with the National World War I Museum and Historic Union Station. So branching out a little bit, but can't complain with that. I think it makes sense in this connotation considering the setup of Kansas City International Airport. And then it appears to be, I think, what they're making a reference to with this Kansas City Royals Cleveland Guardians baseball game. This will probably be the welcome reception on Thursday night, very similar to the Chicago Dogs baseball game that was in 2022. So looking very forward to that, and I think that's what they're going to be doing here. So JJ, any complimentary thoughts regarding these tours, the welcome reception, and so on?
Very much looking forward to these tours and all the additional information that'll be coming up here as we move into the new year. And by the way, I heard you mentioned that you weren't sure of the location of the Amelia Earhart Museum. I took a quick look at that. It's up in the small town of Atchison, Kansas. It's to the northwest of Kansas City, so that would require transportation. And again, we'll get that information as to how they'll be provided to that place later on in 2024.
Thank you for providing that update, JJ. Very much appreciated. So some bus shuttles will be required for all of these events, which is fun because I had a really good conversation with Alpine Aviation on the way to Dallas Love Field from DFW. And honestly, it is a vibe. And remember the bus assessment, dude. I mean, come on now. It's going to be an absolute blast.
Yep. That was too much fun. Those buses bring back a lot of memories.
More buses to come, boys, but even more good news as they also plan to recreate the best event from Airliners International 2007, which was also in Kansas City, and that was the Friday nights at the Props BBQ. So that was really cool. They had BBQ by the Constellation, and I believe it was the Martin at the museum, so that was absolutely fantastic. So looking forward to them being able to hopefully do that again, and that will be absolutely awesome. And I waited until now to mention a possible spotting meetup because I wanted to go over all that criteria, because if that is on Friday night, obviously that's when we had the spotting meetup last time. So I'll be in the works to see what we can do for a spotting meetup this year in terms of the timing. We'll definitely be conducting one. I just need to figure out when we're going to be able to fit it in with all these events, which is fantastic. It keeps everybody busy. I just need to figure out when it's going to work into the schedule for all of us to have the time to spot. So I'll be working into details on that once we get more information from Airlines International. But yes, my intentions are to conduct the spotting meetup just like at Dallas. And yes, we're not going to have near as many planes as we did last time, but that honestly works okay considering how much we talked and the trivia that we had, and honestly it works out okay. So we'll be back in 2025, I'm sure, at a bigger airport, so looking very forward to that. And once again, definitely get after that hotel. It's very important, so they have the link everywhere on the newsletters and on the website, so definitely check out that as well. And I also wanted to spend some time to highlight the airline one-day shows that are going on, so let's go ahead and take a look at those. Chicago is going to be taking place on November 18th, so definitely look forward to that. And there's also some international ones, including London Heathrow. Los Angeles will be having their first annual collectible show, and that's going to be taking place on January 20th, so that's going to be awesome for 2024. Amsterdam on February 18th, and then we'll also have Manchester on February 24th through 25. We'll have San Francisco. They have went up to 2 shows a year, which is really exciting, so this will be taking place on March 9th. And yet another one will be coming up here in a minute, but the PAR Aero Collector 2024 show is going to be going on too. Toronto's also going up to twice a year on April 7th, so how exciting is that? Dallas Fort Worth is going to be on April 20th, and Chicago should be coming up soon, but another one here at London Heathrow, which is exciting, and it's going to be taking place. I don't see what day they had on here, but it should be sometime after in the May timeframe. So JJ, thought on all of these one-day shows? I know you went to the Minneapolis one recently and had a good time, if I remember correctly.
Correct. That Minneapolis show was fantastic, and I'd certainly be planning on going back there next year if possible, but I do want to hit up that Atlanta one-day show. But about the upcoming airline one-day collectible shows, not just here in the US, but also over in Europe, since there's one in London and there's one in Paris as well. Really hope that there's a lot of people that go out to those, just so that you guys can kind of get a feel as to what these collectible shows are like, because I know the big show still a ways to go, but that's going to come up rather quickly. So I highly encourage you to go to these one-day collectible shows, support those that are organizing those one-day shows, because there can be some good treasures that you'll find there. And not just that, but you'll also meet a lot of locals there, because that's what happened to me when I went to that Minneapolis show. I met up with plenty of local plane spotters and model collectors. It was really great to see all those people come out to those shows if they've been going there for a few years, or even if it was their first time going. So that was really awesome.
Completely agree with that, and thank you so much for mentioning the Atlanta show as well. That was really great, and I can't recommend that one enough. That is arguably one of the best one-day shows in the world, so can't recommend enough. What an awesome setup. And yes, and once again, get signed up for these newsletters so you get all the latest news, and we'll be sure to provide it for you as well in these update videos too. And here's a nice little Northwest graphic for you to send you off from Northwest Airways Incorporated, so that's very cool. Be sure to check out the Airliners International 2023 playlist that JJ's done a great job making for our community. There is almost 200 videos in here, which is absolutely awesome, and just a boatload of content with regards to the ballroom, contests, seminars, plane spotting, you name it, it is all in here. It is an awesome playlist. I hope over winter break I can just spend some time just grinding through this. It's really cool, and there's a bunch of great model content and then aviation memorabilia. I mean, the DC-8 cutaway probably speaks for itself at this point. So absolutely awesome, and it's really cool. Also, definitely want to highlight the World Airlines Historical Society did make a YouTube channel and has started uploading the seminars. Noel Phillips got one, Braniff International did, photos of the FH227 by Gary Orlando, great guy. So a bunch of really great content here, and I can't recommend checking that out enough. So JJ, any thoughts on that, and any other thoughts you'd like to mention to this as well?
Yeah, the community content playlist, it's a great hub for all the Airliners International content from the 2023 show in Dallas. And obviously we'll have one for 2024. And we do have one already, a couple videos in there. And then this one's going to go in there as well. And as you said, Connor, as well, you have some content in the backlog that you'll be working on in the winter. So there's more coming. More videos coming to that Airliners International 2023 community content playlist from Dallas.
Yes, I've not intentionally tried to spread it out, but I'm kind of glad I did, so we can look forward to it, you know, every couple of weeks getting a new video going there. So it's honestly worked out fine. So I do have more videos in the way, some more tours, another day vlog. I have a bunch coming there. So looking forward to that. And JJ's pretty much fully went all out right after the convention. So if you want an expedited version and haven't checked out his videos already, I can't recommend you do so enough, as it's absolutely fantastic. And last but certainly not least, you're like, well, I want to go, I really do, but it's expensive. And yes, it absolutely is. So right here, as you can see, I have a budgeting management Google sheet that's in the description. So I have budgeting for various events such as registration tours, collectible items that you may buy, the hotel, airfare, gas, rental car, all those various amenities, transporting the collectibles, because once you buy the collectibles, you got to get them home. You got meals, water, snacks, etc., and then extra emergency money. So I just have some numbers thrown there, but feel free to download it in the link below and budget to the best of your ability. There's certainly various ways to get there on a budget, including Southwest Airlines, which will probably be the best bet for the majority of us. But at the same time, driving's a big way to save money, along with various other ways to go about that as well. But I recommend saving up now. If you get money for Christmas and want to go really bad, definitely save that money. And here's the other deal as well. You do not have to go for the whole time. I think that's a little bit of a misconception that, oh, I can't go for 5 days, I can't go. That's not particularly true. You can always make a day trip out of it. I love day trips. That's when you fly somewhere for one day and leave. That's exactly what our good friend Enzo did from San Francisco. He flew from San Francisco to Dallas, hung out with us in the ballroom, and spotted with us during spotting meetup, and flew right back on the late night flight. So you can always do a day trip or find another way to facilitate it. So, but the best way to get about it, and unfortunately there's no shortcut, saving money is very important. So definitely be sure to do that if you are interested in attending this event, and we'll talk about that more in the future as well. So JJ, any financial tips for anybody?
Nothing too extravagant from what you said, really. As you said, you know, save up whatever money you get, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to try and bring myself another decent budget. And this has also been brought up as well. Try not to spend all your money in one go at these collectible shows. Try to get a good, thorough assessment of everything when you go to not just Airliners International, but the aforementioned like one-day collectible shows. Just make sure that you go through everything first before you start buying up stuff left and right. Since I did make that mistake the first time I went to Airliners International, I learned from it in Dallas. I still had some money left over after the 3 days. And I would highly encourage you, if you're going to be going for the first time to Kansas City, try not to replicate the same mistake that I did.
I completely agree with what he said, and he's exactly right. JJ blew through all of his money in Chicago in an hour, which I still can't get over to this day. That was very impressive. But nevertheless, just be patient with the process. It's really important, and it can seem overwhelming at first, but just be patient with it. And it's kind of the same concept of not being, you know, if you can only go for one day, you can only go for one day. If you can only buy 2 models, you can only buy 2 models. So you just got to be patient with the process. It's A-okay. I think I only came on with like 9 or 10 models this previous time. So just be patient with it. You know, you got to do what you got to do. But hey, the good news is November. This event's not till June. So there is plenty of time to save up if you're interested, and there is going to be plenty of opportunity as well. So I believe this covers all the various criteria that we had for today with regards to Airliners International 2024. I really appreciate each and every one of you tuning in for today's video. I'm looking very forward to the event, and as applicable, we'll be making more update videos. I would assume the next one's probably going to be sometime in January or February, so stay on the lookout for that. But if you have any additional questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section or just DM either one of us on Instagram. But we really hope that you enjoyed today's video. JJ, any final thoughts regards to Airliners International 2024 or any other updates that you'd like to provide for the audience?
Just get registered as soon as you can, get hotel reservations in as soon as you can, and if the Hilton Kansas City is sold out, there are plenty of other options. So feel free to explore those options as well in the event that the hotel sells out. But that's basically it. Just get registered, get prepared, because while it may still be several months away, it's going to come up quickly. So just be prepared.
I couldn't have said it better. That hotel's the #1 priority. It's going to sell out very soon, much sooner than the Hyatt Regency. So get after that if you'd like to stay at the exact hotel. But there are some other options around the area, like the Best Western and a few others right next by. So that will certainly work as well. So definitely get after that if you're interested. And then yes, registration, and then save up for the collectibles and your transportation, because it is important and it will go fast, guys. It's 2024. It's almost 2024. I about said 2023. Almost 2024. Save up for it and get after it. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. My name's Redriveraviation. Just take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love and love you do. My name's Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.